Hello, nerds. Welcome to GeekBeast, part of the Geekishnetwork. This is your daily rundown of geek news from geeks like you. If you're new to the show, we cover the geek news beat and share our opinions. And we have lots of opinions. And today we're going to have a whole lot of opinions. I'm your host, Chuck. And with me, we have Randy. Tell him what's up, Randy.
What's up, GeekBeast? Let's do this, man. Now, why do you assume, sir, that we're going to have a lot more opinions today?
Because there's so much news, there's so much Warner Brother news that we haven't gotten to. And I'm going to condense it all today. And we're going to go over all of it today. And I'm pretty sure we're going to have a lot of stark opinions.
I don't think we'll have a lot of stark opinions, as it's all going to be the same. That the people at Warner Brothers just don't know what the hell they're doing, man. I think that's going to be the consensus.
First off,
they know what they're doing and they're just messing up to be messing up.
I don't know. They're doing something. So we're going to start off first before we get into the Warner Brother news. Yes, Tuesday was Street Fighter's 35th anniversary. Street Fighter's 35 years old.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's older than children born in 2000.
I know,
It's
man.
way older.
I remember playing Street Fighter at an actual arcade.
Yes, yes. So Street Fighter 6 is coming out. They got their first black woman character. Took them 35 years to get her, Kimberly, and she looks dope. She seems so dope. Like they
I
did a
mean,
really good job with her.
it took them 35 years to get a black woman character. They better make sure that she
Yep.
looks dope. But I'm all for it.
Yep. It's quite exciting. So
Yeah.
35 years of Street Fighter. Hope y'all have another 35. Y'all make good games that are finished that work very well on day one. I know that's
Yep.
asking a lot from you, Capcom, but I know you can do it.
Yeah, man. People don't know when Street Fighter first hit, it was all the
It
rage. I
was
mean, every
everything.
arcade, it was multiple games there, and it would take you forever to get on a Street Fighter game.
Yep. Yep. That's how Street Fighter worked.
Yeah, man.
Street Fighter had a following day one every
Yeah,
day. Yep.
every day, every day. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
It was
happy
always
birthday,
packed in
Street
there.
Fighter.
Happy
Happy birthday,
birthday.
Street Fighter. We appreciate you.
Yep. If anything brings black people and Mexicans and Asians together, it is fighting games. And that's all because of Street Fighter. You go to Evo, anything, it's full of all minorities. It's full of
Yeah, man.
us.
Yeah.
We're there. We're there to do some
I
fighting
mean,
games.
I wasn't quite there, but I know people like at the arcade when Street Fighter was there, they would spend hours playing Street Fighter.
Absolutely. It ate a
Yeah,
lot of quarters.
a lot, a lot. Do they even have arcades like that anymore? Where like you
They
can
do
go
have
and
arcades, but they're not a lot
okay,
in America. There's very few. They have barcades are the new rave right now.
yeah. I mean,
So,
I've been to arcades, so yeah,
yeah,
I'm understand.
barcades are the new rave
Dave and
because
Buster's is a
these
popular
kids
one
ain't
here.
playing that. They ain't playing no games in arcade. They're not. They're like, whatever. I got a phone. I got a Switch. Why am I gonna play an arcade? That's weird.
Right, right. But this is
Uh,
before Switch. This is before all of them.
Before there was handheld consoles,
That's a game. Well, it was Game Boy. You had the original Game Boy.
but even before Game Boy, there was arcades.
Yeah, there were.
Yeah,
There
there
were.
were arcades. So
Yep.
let's jump into the news. Let's jump into the Warner Brothers news. We're gonna start off with DC
What
right now.
what they doing
Uh,
at Warner Brothers, brother?
what they doing at Warner Brothers? What they always
Yeah, let us
do.
know.
No DC Fandome for 2022. I made mention yesterday where we thought about having DC Fandome, and they have decided, hey, we're not going to have a fandom. We're not going to have the fan event to talk about all the new DC stuff. Instead, we're going to make a splash at other Comic Cons as live events return.
Why?
You made this
That was
big event to tell us all about your products, and you're not
yeah.
going to tell us all about your
You would
products.
think, right? You would think if you did make the big splash at San Diego Comic Con, which is the biggest one, right?
Yep.
You would have saved your upcoming news and your big events for DC Fandom. It would just make sense.
You would think that, right?
I don't understand the logic between the logic of trying to do these sort of events at smaller Comic Cons. That doesn't. It's just
Doesn't
bad
make sense
planning
at all,
and
does it?
organization, huh?
Doesn't make sense at all, does it?
Yeah, it's just I logistically they don't know what they're doing at DC and Warner Brothers. Creatively, they don't know what they're doing. The only thing that they seem to want to do is just slash prices. And as we talked about, I think it was yesterday or previously, they're not even doing that well because while they're trying to slash debt, their stock prices is dropping and they're losing lots of money in equity. So it's like all around, creatively, logistically, and financially, Warner Brothers Discovery seems to be messing
It
up.
is. David Vaslov may have a short-lived career at Warner Brothers as the CEO. This ain't Meerkats, dog. This ain't Meerkats.
The only reason I can imagine is when they selected him to do this process, it was in his contract that these were some of the consequences that were going to come about. Because other than that, I don't know any justification why this man should retain his job.
Yeah, because DC Fandome is sought after now. It's like a PlayStation expo, experience expo. It's like Disney
Right.
D23.
Yeah.
People are looking forward to it to see what you're going to come out with under the DC banner. And you're like, we're going to cancel it and we're going to put it under a bunch of other small Comic Cons, like New York Comic Con in 2023, because we
Yeah,
pushed back our slate to 2023.
yeah, you would think, right? You got San Diego Comic Con. It's a teaser, and then you have your big event, right?
Yeah.
DC Fan. It's like the Super Bowl for
66
DC.
million global viewers tuned into it.
Right.
They just killed it.
Hey, they killed a $90 million movie that was pretty much done. So why should we be surprised that they're going to kill an event that
Yeah.
66 million people coming to?
And speaking of what you talked about before, Warner Brothers Discovery lost 20 billions in market cap, trying to cut $3 billion worth of cost. That is, that doesn't even make sense. Since completing its April 8th merger, Warner Brothers Discovery has been on a cost-cutting frenzy with an announced goal of finding $3 billion in savings. The process began when Warner Brothers Discovery axed CNN Plus on April 21st. Since then, the company has shelved Batgirl, removed over 200 classic episodes of Sesame Street, and iced dozens of upcoming projects, with the result that Warner Brothers Discovery has lost a total of $20 billion in market cap and counting.
Time out. Okay, so ideal is to reduce costs. If Sesame Street just got outrageous budgets or something, I don't know. What is it cost?
No, this is classic Sesame Street. It was just taking server space.
It was just taking server space. That's the thing. Maybe I think, like maybe DC and Warner's, they just don't have a good server space program. I just think they need to upgrade, right? And get a couple more terabytes or something. Now, I'm being facetious, but it's like, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense why they just keep canceling things that are already done. Like we talked about it. With the Batgirl, it wouldn't have cost them anything to just
nothing at all. Just nothing. They could release it straight to video. Got probably like 10 to 20 million viewers on it and called it.
Right. And they didn't even have to retain it for that long of a period. It's not like it has to be done indefinitely. You have it on for a few months.
Yep, you can take it off if you want to.
You just take it off if it's not meeting the numbers that you want, then you just take it off.
But like you said, they killed Batgirl. What makes Batgirl stand out? She's black. And one thing that HBO Max executives have revealed is Warner Brothers Discovery is killing off the diversity in courting middle America. One former employee says as many as 13 people of color previously in charge of developing shows like the Gordita Chronicles and the Spanish language docuseries Menudo Forever Young have been let go. So they're killing almost all their people of color programming. Batgirl, I guess we could throw that in there too, because she was black. And they have we keep one guy. We got Joey Chavez, an executive vice president of drama, as one of the few people of color still there. So they let go all the people of color.
This is not a good look.
It's not. I hope that black creators start freaking out. Like Issa Rae should be like, I'm making rap shit and you don't have anybody black working at the company anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It just now we got to say, okay, they were doing it for financials, but they're losing financially. Now they're sabotaging themselves culturally. So they're bad logistically, they're bad financially, creatively, and culturally.
You said off camera before you came on, is there a Razzie for a bad company? They would get the Razzies across the board for a bad company.
Yeah. It just makes every day it seems like there is a bad story in the news about Discovery. Warner Brothers, Discovery, get it together.
They say, hey, we're going for a middle America fair. What does that mean? Because Texas has a lot of Latin folks there, and Latin folks are everywhere, and there are black folks all over middle America.
Yeah.
So you had two middle America shows.
Wisconsin, yeah.
They're going to get rid of rap shit. Rap shit's going away. Issa Rae's going away probably.
Issa said she wasn't worried about it. If it does go away, I hope she takes it to another network.
Yeah.
Have you watched rap shit?
I haven't started yet. I'm waiting for it to finish so I can binge it.
Yeah. It's not bad. Tonight is actually the season finale.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be after this. But Euphoria, Rap Shit, a Black Lady sketch show, and most of
Right.
Spookies all have diverse characters, and they said those are okay because we're making a lot of money off of them. But
See that?
all the new shit, we're gonna do it no more.
So why do they not think that they can make money off of new projects then?
I don't know. Black Adam may be the last, and maybe Aquaman if they make an Aquaman movie.
Well, Aquaman 2 is scheduled to come out this year, right?
Yeah. What does that
You're
mean though?
right.
They just killed a $90 million movie
They did.
at
They
the
did.
finish line.
They did. So nothing that they do should surprise us.
One thing they did that was good. There's two things they did good. They're gonna have a secret funeral screening of Batgirl, which will be shown on the Warner Brothers lot. They should just
This is on the
release it
Warner
on
Brothers
HBO.
lot.
Yeah, they
Right.
should just
I
release it
don't
on
under,
HBO Max.
What's the difference between them showing it on the HBO lot and just releasing it?
I don't know. It doesn't make sense. It makes
Yeah, it
sense for
doesn't.
them just to release it. They should just release it, but they're
And
not
they
going to
did
release it.
Yeah, and they
Listen,
did renew Harley Quinn, so
they
that's a
did.
positive. We talked about
Yeah,
that a couple of days ago.
yeah.
So
It has one. It has one Latin co-star in it. Beatrice playing
well,
Poison
it's got
Ivy.
JB.
She's green. She's
JB
green in it.
Smoove is in there,
Yeah,
and
JB
he's
Smooth and
black,
Ron
and
Finch is
Wanda
in there as
Sykes.
King Shark.
Yeah, and Wanda Sykes was in the first season,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Well, we better stop talking about it. They hear, well, at least minorities in it. It might they might change their decision. We're like, well,
But they did one thing right. So they fired all these other minorities. And then they came out of nowhere and hired Dan Lin, the producer behind the Lego movie, Godzilla versus King Kong, and Netflix's upcoming Avatar Last Airbender series. So they're like, hey,
what?
we're gonna go to this guy, Dan Lin, put him over top of DC films and the vision to a new era of Marvel Studios like success. So they brought Dan Lin in to run
I mean,
DC films
I think that's good, but
under
it almost
Hamada.
like they're setting him up to fail, right? You've had so much acrimony for these last couple of months. Is he able to right this ship?
Hey, we know one thing's for certain. People of color, underrepresented groups save white men all the time.
Agreed, agreed,
And so
agreed.
Dan Lin
But
may
is he
come in
set?
and do this.
But is he? I mean, I'm getting conspiratorial right now. I don't know. Is he the minority face that's set to fail if things don't go right?
I don't know. I don't
I mean, I
know.
want to be positive. I want
He's
to be
supposed to be
positive.
he's supposed to be their Kevin Feige.
Yeah, and
He's
I want
supposed
to
to
be
be their Kevin
positive.
Feige.
But we'll see.
We'll
We'll
see.
see.
We'll see how it comes out. He's under Hamada, so they still have Hamada's leadership there for DC Films. And they brought him in and said, "This is our guy's gonna be our Kevin Feige." I wanted it to be James Gunn, but I'm
Me
okay
too.
with this. I'm okay with Dan Lin as well. James Gunn may not work with it because James Gunn already put a statement out there yesterday. There's a lot of people in Hollywood I just don't fuck with. They
Yeah.
got attitudes, they're horrible to work with. I'm not gonna fuck with them. I don't care
Yeah.
how big they are.
So I'm pulling for him. So I want Dan Lin to right this ship because again, I am a DC guy. I just don't understand the rationale.
Yeah, I'm a DC guy too, next to Marvel, and it's just interesting that they're doing
Why
DC
you
this
why
way.
you ain't a DC guy?
I
What are you
don't
talking?
like DC. I think they just got horrible superheroes, the best villains ever, the worst superheroes, and I think Marvel's the
Don't
opposite.
don't
It,
believe him.
it's
He,
just it's a
we've
thing.
had
It's a
these
thing.
conversations millions of times. He ain't a
Okay,
DC.
we're gonna move on. We're gonna talk to a real villain. I'm talking about a real good villain now. So
Who's that?
artwork generated by using AI software mid journey won a state competition. Still, like I told you, off camera, it don't matter what we do. AI's out here whooping human ass all day long.
Yeah, man. We're in the Skynet era.
We are. Here it is. Somebody used the program, told it to draw something, and it kicked out beautiful artwork. The artwork is freaking amazing.
That used to be one of the saving graces was the arts and culture that
Mm-hmm.
AIs at the time couldn't replicate as well as humans. But now that's not the case
Yeah,
anymore.
it's not the case no more.
Yeah, we got they're producing better art. Hell, they got a rapper AI out there now.
They
I
do have a
mean,
rapper AI out there. He sucks,
so
but it's out there.
yeah,
And you
right.
think some white kid made a rapper AI just to say the N word over and over again. He went 4 years of college, and this is what he came up with. And it got a record deal.
You got a record deal.
And it took hip hop to cancel it, to them to drop the record deal out of him.
Yeah, man. But it got a record deal.
Yeah.
It got a record. But this is
So
kind of the first iteration of it. Imagine as the technology and things get better,
yeah,
We're
yeah.
living in an interesting time.
So Jason Allen entered artwork titled Theater de Opera Spatial in the Digital Arts, Digital Manipulated Photography category of the Colorado State Fair Fine Arts Competition. And he won.
Yeah, I don't know. How do you feel about that?
I feel I feel bothered because we knew it was coming. Video games, we always talked about the AI is going to replace all of us. It's going to replace It's going to replace arts and entertainment. It's going to replace manufacturing. Those jobs are going to be the first ones to go, and then it's coming for the arts and entertainment. And it's going to make better movies than we've ever made before, because an AI can devour every film made, find out why each film did well or failed, then make the opposite of that. And once we had digitized all humans, The Rock could be 70, but we'll show they'll make a movie with The Rock when he's 35, from like Baywatch when he's 40 or 45 from Baywatch, and Zac Efron when he's 25 from The Neighbors, and make an amazing movie with them too.
Yeah, and I mean everything that's been going on the last decade or so has kind of really been building up to that. What
Yeah.
made Netflix so successful is all of the data and the information
Yeah.
that it was able to collect on you. So now an AI, as you were saying, can do that more timely and more efficiently, and
Mm-hmm.
just start cranking out movies for its target
Yep.
demographic and things that it doesn't
All
fail.
you got to
So
pay for is license deal. Imagine having Tom Cruise at 45 forever.
well, I mean, we
Because
already
he has a bunch of digital models of him. Tom Cruise
yeah,
made
we
like
already
10 digital models per every movie.
right. We already kind of have that. I mean, we can
Mm-hmm.
do that now. We don't have to get another actor to play a younger version of an older actor. We can
Mm-hmm.
just take technology and do that. And it's only going to get more crisp, more efficient, better as time goes along. And
We watched
technology.
Mark Hamill play himself in
Right.
Mandalorian.
Right. We got people in the chat that are opining in. Mark Savory said that's scary. He said Tom Cruise is an android. I agree with that. That's
Yeah,
fact.
Tyler, I agree with that too. Tom Cruise is an android. He's kind of android like. He's very android like, and the
Yeah,
way
man.
he runs, he has the perfect robot run. He runs like a perfect robot.
But yeah, man. I mean, we can start doing that. Like you said, we can do a Eddie Murphy in his 20s. We do Beverly Hills Cop
Yeah, he's
25.
doing
You know
Beverly
what
Hills Cop now as
I'm
old
saying?
Eddie
Yeah,
Murphy.
yeah.
He's
But yeah,
he's
he can
he's
start doing this
Axel
young one,
Foley.
right? Right. He
Mm-hmm.
can start doing young Axel Foley.
Yeah,
Imagine another Jim Carrey. Like, yeah, I mean, we can start to
do the
do all
mask all over again.
that.
I'm surprised we haven't revisited the mask. I'm surprised that has not been revisited. The
Yeah.
mask too.
It's probably on the horizon. It's a lot of things that we could
Yeah.
update with the technology that we have available and just implement that actor to appear as they appeared in the original one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Do
So
Michael J. Fox and Back to the Future updated, right? We go
yep.
into
About
35 or
30, 30,
2040. Same
35.
film.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
same film, but it's the original Michael J. Fox. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There's so many things we could do now. Um, Something new on the horizon. Will Eisner's graphic novel, A Contract with God, is set for a stage musical adaptation. So Will Eisner's groundbreaking 1978 graphic novel, A Contract with God, is being developed into a stage musical featuring music by Sam Hollander, Lisa Loeb, Matsuhushi, Ryan Miller, and Jill Sobel. Sam Holland, who was composed songs for Panic at the Disco, One Direction, and Katy Perry, will serve as the musical producer. Would you go see this? A graphic novel turned into a stage show first, not a movie adaptation, not a cartoon adaptation, but a stage show.
Well, I mean, it depends on the graphic novel.
Mm-hmm.
Graphic novels, a lot of them are fantasy, sci-fi, You need a certain type of
Let me break.
technology. to do
Let me tell you what a contract for God is about.
it.
It's
Okay.
considered a pioneering effort in the history of graphic novels and consists of 4 interweaving stories revolving and chronicling the lives of various New Yorkers, many Jewish and many immigrants living in a fictional tenement house.
You could do that. You could do
Mm-hmm.
that on the stage, right? It doesn't seem like it's too
Mm-hmm.
tech heavy or it's driven by the visual. So you could do that. I've never read it, so I don't know, but
Yeah. I may pick it up now just to read it. A Contract with God.
yeah,
That's an
I'd be
awesome name
interested to
for a
see what.
book.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see what it's about. And I mean, we couldn't do the Sandman as a a theatrical
No,
show, but
people fall asleep.
yeah, but you know, somebody else came up with it.
Yeah.
If it's more story driven than more visual, then yeah, you could do it.
Yeah. I hope they get Ease Devaney to actually do the stage design. She's is really dope. She's a dope designer. If you ever seen the show Abstract on Netflix, she has an episode and it shows some of the things she's done. She's like cutting edge stage designing. She
Okay.
did the stage for the Yeezus tour, and she
Oh,
did
okay,
the
okay, okay.
stage
Stage for the
for
user tour was amazing.
Glow in the Dark tour with Ye. And she also worked on the Life of Pablo floating stage.
Okay.
She does some very interesting things. Like she has a stage where it rains the whole entire time, and the actors on stage are getting wet, but you don't get wet as an audience. You sit right there by them. It's
Okay.
amazing. It's dope. So I'm really excited about this. Well, Mike Savoy came in and he said it's like a requirement to have a musical episode in every show today. So I can stretch my mind to see anything converted to musical. I just wouldn't go see it. Yeah, everything can be a musical. You can have a musical and everything. I love
Well,
musicals. I'm a musical
I like
fan.
musicals too. We talked about it though a couple of weeks
Yeah,
ago. Potential Joker 2 might be a musical.
might be a musical.
So for me, it's still out there. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I don't know if I need to see a Joker 2 as a musical, but
If
I
it's all
do
in
enjoy.
a sane asylum, it's all in Arkham Asylum, and he's in his talks with Harley Quinn, it's all a musical. That'd be kind of dope. I'm kind of excited to see that. I love musicals though. I love musical theater. I love musicals. I have a hard time with musicals that don't move the story forward. Like like Sweeney Todd was my jam.
I like Sweeney Todd,
I
and
like
I
Sweeney
like
Todd over
musicals.
Chicago.
Yeah. Oh, I thought Chicago was brilliant. That's Chicago's
I
one of
didn't
my
like it
favorite.
as much because
Yeah,
none of
I
the
love
pieces
Chicago.
moved the story forward.
Yeah, I love Chicago. I thought it was absolutely outstanding. What
I
did
like Disney musicals where the music actually moves the story forward.
Okay. Defunct said I only care about Joker 2 because it's a musical.
It's a musical. See, the
You
funk
don't want to
came
see
in.
Joker 2, Defunct? Come on, man. I want to see Joker 2. I don't know if I necessarily want to see it as a musical.
Okay. We got one more story. Then we're gonna bring in for
Uh,
Talk really quick.
okay.
Someone is selling nearly every video game console ever made on eBay for $1 million. One French-based collector has put up an auction for 2,400 different consoles, from standard issue to special editions to variations never officially for sale, for the cool asking price of 900,840 pounds, or around $1 million
Yeah, it's
US.
a little over. Yeah, if it's a pounds, it's over that.
Boy, I
I,
know if I was
I'm
Soldier
going
Boy,
to
well,
I'm going to defer to you. Is that a accurate price for every
man, every
console ever
I would buy it. I would buy every single last one. If I had $1 million, man, me and Bron would have to battle for this. Me and Jay-Z would have to battle for this because he likes playing Xbox, as you can tell.
made?
Jay-Z's never deviated from playing video games. Me, Just
Oh,
Blaze, we're gonna have to fight for this. Every console, 2,400 different consoles. That's 2,400 consoles that can actually be used. Oh man, I'm buying all of them. The Funk should
okay.
put his collection up there. He probably got like 2,400 consoles
I
sitting in
was
his place.
thinking, I was wondering, like, aren't you two, you and Defunct, aren't you all pretty close to that?
I wish. I wish. Man, that sounds amazing to me. Like that's a museum. That's museum quality. I would definitely buy that. I would definitely buy it.
I can't. I can't justify $1 million just for every console out there.
I
just
get
can't
it.
do
I get it. I get it. You know, with that being said, we're bringing Courtney Scott Wright for some crosstalk.
Okay, all right. Is
You
Courtney in?
know, she's here. She's in the chat. So we'll bring Courtney in for some crosstalk, and we'll talk about what we got going on next. Do.
All right. So we're gonna check out. Is she coming in?
Yep.
Cool.
But yeah, man, $2,400 is not too bad for a console. 2,400 consoles for $1 million, probably in workable states. That sounds great.
I am going to defer to you because I'm not dropping $1 million.
$1 million. If I was Soldier Boy, I would definitely. Can you hear us, Courtney?
We can hear you.
She's trying to figure out if she can hear us or not.
Hold on. Can you hear me?
Yep. Yeah. We hear you just fine.
You guys can hear me? I can't hear you at all.
Yep.
That's so weird. Oh, I know what I did. I know the problem.
She's like, I got to plug in my headset.
Oh, please.
Plug it up.
There you are.
Hey, Courtney. Yeah, that helps a lot. It always helps.
I was like, I had it plugged in the wrong place. I haven't done that in a long time. It's always like what's going on?
Yep.
Right. It's like, it's not working. It's not working. Did you hit the on switch?
No, so for my microphone, I have to plug my headphones into the microphone.
Okay.
And so I could, but I know that even it's just been, I took 2 weeks, take 2 weeks off or whatever.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I'm like, what do I do? What's going on?
Yeah. Well, Courtney, we've been talking about DC a lot lately, and DC's been making some really bad moves. Not DC, Warner Brothers Discovery.
Warner Brothers Discovery.
Yeah,
I've been saying
DC made a good move.
Discovery has no idea what they're doing with the properties they have, and they canceled Fandome today.
Yeah, we talked about it. Yeah.
I don't know what
they said they were going to show it at smaller Comic-Cons across the nation. Like what?
What?
Why would you do that? Like
you missed the major Comic-Con already, right?
You did. Yeah. You didn't even go to Comic-Con. You didn't even go
because everybody's waiting for Fandom.
Everybody's waiting for Fandom. They're like, oh, they're just holding out for Fandom. We'll just wait for that. No,
with 66 million people showing up to their event, they had 66 million people show up to Fandom last year. Live. That's the live airing of it.
Yeah, there's no justification for it.
There's no I don't think I really it just seems to me like someone who is completely I want to say inept, but just like unbothered. Like he has this secret plan. Yeah, he was, they're talking there. I've heard a lot of chatter about the previous boss saying that the things he did during the pandemic, like releasing things on straight to HBO Max was problematic, blah, blah, blah. And that was part of the reason why he was fired. But at least he legitimately had a plan. This dude is like spaghetti theorying his way through.
They told him, they said, hey, cut $3 billion from the budget.
Like, in alternate universes.
He's like, for whatever they say, whatever it takes, we don't care. Cut $3 billion. He's like, all right.
Yeah, but they're just like, I just don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like we're in the Serengeti, and he's been on Discovery too long. He think he out here living this like Serengeti life with like the antelopes and the elks. You know what I'm saying?
He's hilarious.
He's on Naked and Afraid. Exactly.
Yeah,
he's the only one naked.
Or he's what's his name from Apocalypse Now, living killing everybody. Everybody gotta die.
But all it's doing is making them their company look bad because canceling things that are with people with POC leads, like that whole thing, like it makes you look racist. Honestly, it makes you feel like
now an executive we talked about it just said they fired a bunch of executives that were POCs.
That's all they fired.
One. Yeah,
they fired all the executives but one.
But one.
Wow.
Joey Chavez, the last person standing.
the focus is on Middle America. Like, what does that mean?
Middle America.
Their focus is on
fair.
Middle America. So basically, the KKK is running HBO.
Hey,
I take that back. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I take that back.
Yeah, there are plenty of POC people in the Midwest and the Middle America.
Yeah, Chicago,
so
Detroit,
yeah,
Louisville, Kentucky. They're everywhere. But hey, what do we know?
Dallas.
I'm like, what are y'all doing?
Yeah,
the last thing you should do is fire all the POC. Then they hired they hired a POC.
It just looks bad.
Hamada hired the POC. The guy that runs DC Films hired Dan Lin, the guy that was behind the Lego movie. He hired him to come in. So they we cut 10 and we hired 1. That's about right.
Ridiculous.
I just don't understand. It's like, what is the picture? Like right now, given that the age that we're in, where we're really trying to promote, not even promote, like we're really trying to show solidarity between the races. Humans, and I emphasize show. And I emphasize show. Like people are putting out, companies are putting out this good effort to make it, to seem like we are trying to level the playing field for everybody. And so then you have this new outlier that comes out and it just doesn't. And I'm not saying he needs to toe a party line. I'm just saying there's equality, and then there's like
it's
what he's doing
bad all the way around.
Yeah.
They've not been doing well logistically, financially, creatively, and now we see culturally. So they're just all messed up.
Well, speaking of something bad, let's move to something good. What are we watching today?
Let's talk about something fun.
What are we doing today, John?
Watching Tekken Bloodline. So this is it's an adaptation of the video game Tekken.
And we have a special guest, right?
We got a special guest tonight. We've got Gavin Hignight, who is the writer for Tekken Bloodline. He's going to join us on Binge-Worthy to talk about the series.
Gavin's my role model. I'm gonna be like Gavin when I grow up.
Gavin's an old friend of Binge-Worthy, way back in the prehistoric.
Yeah, like in our one of our very first shows before we were even on the Geekish Network.
Even the Geekish, right?
Yeah,
on the Geekish Network.
Yeah. Hasbro's Transformers Cyberverse.
Yeah.
Which was a beast. Which was a beast.
Yeah. I'm so excited. I know Gavin from the olden days, and to know that he's worked on a number of projects: Star Wars Resistance, Transformers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Marvel Animations, Marvel Spider-Man. He worked on so many great things. I'm like, I want to be like you when I get older.
We're gonna let him talk about it. He's got a graphic novel coming out.
Yes,
really?
He does.
That's exciting.
Yes, I'm so excited for it. Get on Amazon. We'll let him talk about it.
We'll let him talk about it. All right.
Okay.
So we're gonna take a break, and then we're gonna come back with Binge-Worthy. So what time are we coming back?
5 minutes.
5 minutes. So 8:15 if you're on the West Coast. 11:15 if you're on the East Coast, Eastern time. All right. So everybody, join us back here. 8:15. Talk about Tekken Bloodline. Talk to you later.
With special guest.
Special guest Gavin Hignight. Peace.